What is up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to continue trucking away at the 86. We're going to assemble, which is what's already done behind me, but you won't see until the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But today we're going to be talking about the differences between a SR5 and a GTS. So the main and obvious reason is the motor. This one does not have the 4AC motor that the SR5 comes with. The one on the other side, the silver one over there with Adrian, does. He still has the little baby boy over there. Oh, look at him. That's all.
I may be slow, but I can lift your ass.
Let's take a moment of silence for Adrian over there. Okay, and then this one, you guys know, is getting a K-swap, and I'm going to show you guys what people usually do to a GTS or to a SR5. So usually they have a 4AG motor. This one does not have the 4AG. This actually has a beam swap. So yeah, this thing is what people usually do. This is a beam swap, or the code name is, I forget, 3SGE, which is a Yamaha engine. So the beam swap is a Yamaha engine. And but yeah, this is probably making somewhere around 200 or under, and we should be making more than enough with that white car. Overall, the outside is literally the same, especially once you get into older cars. Everybody messes with them. So when it comes to the cars, honestly, the only part that really makes a big difference that's not the aesthetic is usually the drivetrain. So we're gonna put this thing up on the lift real quick, and we'll show you guys the difference of the two cars. First and foremost, the main reason this car's here is because it has a broken axle or rear end. It actually wasn't supposed to stay here, but it got stranded. Sorry, guy, I'm not sure who you are. I don't even know whose car this is, but it's here in my shop. But it is being taken care of. It's on the lift, and we have it away from the elements. We have it inside, and it will be just fine. Also, guy, your transmission is leaking from the top. I'm not sure. Probably a gasket or something simple, but it doesn't seem to be a big deal. Let me show you guys the difference from my old rusty car and this beautiful beam swapped AE86. So obviously this guy's got the full kit. This thing has been tricked out to no extent. I mean, to no end. It's got work wheels. It's got the full wide body kit, a bunch of suspension. But the main thing that really sets these two cars apart, besides obviously the engine, is the rear end. And this is what people pay a lot of money for. Basically, this whole rear end is beefier. It's got the beefier axles inside. The actual diff is a LSD, so both wheels are able to spin if it's not broken, of course, because the axle is broken. Under here you can see a little bit better, but he's got all the aftermarket suspension components. Obviously, the alternative to these red and green and everything would just be the OEMs, which are exactly the same, but probably not as adjustable as these are at the moment. And I'll show you guys the bottom of this one. It's pretty much the same thing. You guys can tell. The difference is that it's a lot smaller. You can't really tell, but basically shocks are in the same place. Everything is pretty much the same place. But from there all the way across is what really gives you that strength. Now that you have pretty much seen the majority of the rear end and everything, I'm gonna just give you a quick sneak peek just for the guys, because I can't just leave you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the interior. I am a little bit jealous of this interior because it's more intact than mine is. I got unlucky and I have a crusty burgundy, which is more rare, but because it's also more rare, it's damn near impossible to find interior for it. So let me show you guys. Dang. All right, so he's got the blue interior, the blue bride or bride seats, whatever you want to call them. These beautiful floor mats. But yeah, overall, he's even got the back seats. But the best part of this whole car is the roof, which is perfect, and this wink mirror. I need that mirror in my life. let's just say we have a long way to go still before it looks anything like this. But we're gonna just take it one step at a time. My main priority is a good running car, so we're gonna try to do that. With that being said, we're going to jump in to the rest of today's video, and you guys enjoy. It's kind of spontaneous. This actually already happened. I did a bad job at narrating it properly. First thing in the morning, we did a little bit of a spring cleaning. Alright guys, as you guys can see, we are done with the spring cleaning, or the beginning of the summer, or I consider it the summer when the sun comes out. But anyways, we're done with the cleaning. We're going to proceed to working on the cars finally after I don't know how long. And we are actually going to have some help. You guys will see him in a second. But let me show you guys what parts we have. So I ordered a short shifter. Shout out to Adrian, because he's been my parts guy. I've been too busy to even order parts, so he did me the favor, and we have a nice short shifter that's going to be going into the super transmission. But before that, we have a bearing kit that goes inside the transmission, and this essentially makes it to where this doesn't have play inside, because as you guys remember, our other bushings were toast inside the transmission. And then Adrian did us also a solid and restored our brake booster. Adrian has been busy at work. I also had to reorder a K24 ECU because I trashed mine. And we have the wiring on the way, but it's not here yet. And last but not least, I happen to have found some beautiful door handles. These door handles are OEM, not like the ones I found. Let me show you guys the ones I bought and why they were horrible. Okay, so we have two brand new Toyota OEM door handles. This was the old one that the car had. It's oversprayed with white, obviously not fun. I'm not going to be keeping this because at this point it's pretty much trash. So if anybody down below, a subscriber, wants the door handle, funniest comment, I'm going to give this away and send it on the way with a Sam's Garage sticker. And so you guys will be able to get that if you want it. So these are the door handles I accidentally ordered, and Adrian got me the right ones. Obviously, they are very different. So I don't know what these are for. Probably for a different style Corolla, but these are the correct ones. So we're gonna start assembling a bunch of stuff, and then we'll update you, and hopefully we can make some progress on this thing. Okay, so look, what we did was we're gonna throw some gloves on the side so we can avoid these pieces of metal getting in. But essentially, we need to take out that little ring in the middle so that we can put in our bushing. So with a couple taps of a hammer, and I wedged this sideways, we have been able to loosen it. Now I just gotta get it out without dropping it in. But it's pretty much loose. We wedged it in between the back and it pushed it in and kind of out of place. Okay. All right, so we got it done. Essentially, this is a sandwich plate which squeezes the top and the bottom. And this is why you put that glove, because by accident, you don't want that going in there. Now we're just gonna throw on our short shifter and try to get this thing sealed up, and then we'll continue to the next thing.
You felt it?
I felt it. Now it's time for you to feel it.
Oh.
Go.
What am I feeling?
My knob.
Your knob?
Go for it. Go for it.
Your rod? Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Ooh, that feels not like an 86 transmission.
I don't know, but this gives me Miata vibes.
It just needs some oil in there.
It does. I can tell it's a little hard. We've pretty much emptied it out. So it's having a little bit of a rough shift, but a little bit of oil will get everything back in the game. We have successfully put the interior back in this thing. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted because Adrian's jamming in the background, but I kind of like the vibes today. Something about cleaning. A clean shop puts me in a good mood. and getting progress done. Let me show you guys. We put this whole shifter, everything back in. This looks a little weird. I don't know, it's kind of not supposed to be like this. It's originally supposed to be a little bit less awkward looking, but it does the job. And it's like really snappy. Oh, there's something about a good shifter that just is so satisfying to drive. So I'm excited for this car to be on the road. This shifter is giving me Miata vibes, and I know I sound like those Miata guys that are praising their cars, but this. Okay guys, now that you guys have pretty much endured up to where we are today, let me go ahead and show you guys what we have done, because I kind of skipped ahead and I was more or less bolting things on to see what would still fit on the car, because obviously the car is not going to be exactly the same. This engine is not supposed to be in this car, so there's a lot of things that are going to interfere, or so I thought. So far it looks like a really nice setup though. I'm very impressed. I'm going to show you guys what we have. The idea, before I flip you guys around, I wanted to keep as much originality as I could to the car and the motor. Believe it or not, I believe that we can blend the two together to get that nice bond between the K24 and the 86, and it just so happened to fit perfect. Let's start with the first thing that we installed. We did brake boosters, clutch, master. I put on the windshield wiper, motor, the coolant, basically the things that are necessary, because we definitely need a reservoir, we need windshield wipers, we need brakes and the clutch, right? Mostly that's it. The electronics can also be put in the back, so we're not going to worry about electrical right now. We're kind of just seeing what mechanical things will interfere. On this side, we went ahead and put the heat shield that was on the K-swap. It was actually on the TSX. We cleaned it up and sprayed a little bit of aluminum and put that on there. On this side, we put our power steering pump, which I'm not sure that we're going to keep, and we clamped it together to get a measurement, which I'm not sure that we're going to do. Put the alternator on. You guys can see we put the fuel rail, the intake manifold. Now, the trick that we had to do with this intake manifold, so these here were actually on these studs back here, and the throttle body sits right there usually, right? So the biggest issue, oh yeah, and I added a sticker, I couldn't resist. So the biggest issue is that after this, we essentially have no room for a throttle body, and it doesn't make sense because after that, we'd have to put on an intake, right? So that's what we thought. I'm thinking about this, so if I can make essentially an extension to get out of here tight enough and bring it somewhere over here, I would essentially make or attach to the manifold and put the throttle body up here with the intake up here, and that would allow us to get fresher air and be able to keep this manifold, keep the originality, and try to have everything to flow together essentially. Like I said, I'm trying to work with what we have, and I'm trying to make these two come together without buying a ton of aftermarket things, because I mean, yes, I could click buy on a billion things. They are expensive, but I'm not sure that I want to cough up $1,000 yet on a manifold. If there's no other option, then I'll do that. But I want to use my creativity to solve this problem instead of using my money. And the other thing that actually worked out very well was this water neck. So usually this water neck is facing upwards, but it is a triangle. So essentially the triangle, we just twisted it and the bolts lined up just right, and essentially twisted it and it faced this way, which is perfect. So we'll have to just get a line from a radiator, and then it goes from the radiator to the water neck, and then from the water neck, or then from the radiator back into the thermostat, and that's pretty much the little cycle that it runs through. pretty much figured where everything is going to go. I think it's all going to live happily there. After this, we can start putting cooling system, the steering, intake. We have to custom make that intake manifold. You guys will see how we do that. But man, if this is not a sight. Okay guys, so that is going to pretty much wrap it up for this video. We've done a decent amount in today's video, or in today in general. I got more than I thought. We also fixed the table, which you guys didn't see. The counter got a bit of a makeover. Did some cabinet doors so you guys can't see my mess. And yeah, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. We're actually gonna be uploading twice this week, so stay tuned for that. I am excited. And so we're gonna keep the ball rolling here, but you guys will see it in a couple days. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys in the next one. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Peace out, guys.